Everyone, go to the Google Chrome, key in my name, go to my website, and to open two websites. The first one is the SQL. The other one is the SQL database in English. And today that I want to teach all of you about the chapter 2 to install the MySQL database. And you must to understand one thing is today we should install we have two steps. One is to install the MySQL server. The second one is to install the MySQL workbench. If your computer is Windows or Mac OS, both of these must to finish by two steps, step 1 and step 2. Step 1 is the MySQL server. Second one is the MySQL workbench. This is server, this is client. So that is so they are two steps for installing MySQL. Step 1 is install the MySQL server. Second one is install MySQL workbench. And for let you to understand the detail of the installing, we can see that the video tape to demo how to install the process. This one is tutorial on installing MySQL on Windows.
Hi everyone, in this video we're going to be downloading MySQL community version. This is a free version that is offered by MySQL, and today we're going to see how we can download it to our Windows. So first thing we need to do is go to google.com and search for MySQL community. So once you have searched the MySQL community server, you need to click the first link. After you have
它这个网址呢，事实上在我们的讲义上面只可以直接选择这个网址，这个网址就是它 demo 的网址，所以你不需要去 Google 上面去点，就是直接点我们这个网址步骤一这个网址就是了。
the free version that is offered by MySQL, click the first link. There's this version 8.4.0 LTS. This is the most latest version as per 8th June 2024. And we're going to select
那这边建议用的是8.40 LTS，因为 LTS 的版本呢，这个版本它代表的是一个比较死的稳定的版本，LTS 是比较稳定的版本。那不要选择这个 innovation 哦，这个版本它是最新的版本，that is the latest version，so this is not stable。
our operating system as Windows. There are multiple options that we can use to download, but we're going to use
那你如果说你的系统是 Mac 的话，就这边选 Mac OS。那同学们大部分都是 Windows，就是选 Windows。那这三个里面，这个档案比较小，比较快，选第一个。
the installer, which is much more easier for Windows. So I'm going to click download. We don't need to sign up or log in. We can just do no thanks,
不要选这两个啊，就直接选这个就可以了。
just start my download. So here's the download starting. It's almost 128 MB and it's going to take a few seconds depending on your internet connection. Once downloaded, we're going to click the installation file and start our installation process. So here we can see the file is downloaded. I'm going to click it to open file, and it's asking me to provide the permission. I'm going to say yes, go ahead and launch the file. Wait a few seconds for the file to load, and you will be welcomed with this screen. This is MySQL wizard to install the software. Click next, accept the terms, or you can read the license agreement if you want. Then click next. It's asked you three options. Do you want all the program features? Do you want to allow some features and some does not? And or maybe you want to just install the common program features. Normally, MySQL will be used for
我们选择 typical 典型的就可以了。
just normal items like running some queries or maybe loading some database, maybe some introduction MySQL courses if you're taking any. So typical is good enough, but you can also do custom or complete depending on your requirement. So I'm going to click typical for us. I'm going to do ready to install. I'm going to click install. So wait a few minutes to install the MySQL server. I'm going to pause my video here until the installation completes. So now the installation is complete. It took a few seconds for the bar to run, and I had to approve
那要特别
the
注意哦，它这个虽然已经 finish 对不对？可是这个你一定要打勾 check in 哦，because that 它这个装完之后还设定参数，这 configuration means 系统的参数，这边你没有打勾，它就没有参数了哦，所以这边要打勾。
Windows firewall to let it run. So once you have run the MySQL server and it has loaded, you will be welcomed with this screen. So it says completed the MySQL server setup wizard. So now it's saying run MySQL configurator, make sure it's checked in and click finish. Click yes. It will pop up this configurator on your screen. So you can just click next. The default path where you want to save the MySQL, I'm going to keep it as C drive. I'm going to keep all the settings as is. I need to
然后
put
这
a
个部分要等一下哈，就是这边是它的那个 account 跟 password。那 MySQL 它的预设的 account 账号是，那我们全班统一哦，统一哦，都用 ROT 当密码啊，所以这边输入 ROT 就可以了，不要输入其他的。
MySQL root password. To make it easy, I'm just going to put in ROOT root.
有没有？打
You
R，
can put
它也是
whatever password
ROT 啊。
works for you. And I'm going to click next.
那几乎全部的人在学买 SQL，初学者哦，密码都是用 ROT，他不会用其他的哈，因为是测试用的哈。
You can put whatever password works for you. And I'm going to click next. Keep all the settings as is. Click next. And it's asking to provide full access on Windows services, or you want to configure the level of access, or do you want to manage the permissions? Again, to keep it simple, we're going to just keep what is selected as default, but you can select whatever you need as per your requirement. I'm going to click next. So these are the databases which are sample databases.
那这边都要打勾啊，都要打勾。Apple 的同学，macOS 同学哦，你这个打勾你也没有用，电脑没办法装这个 sample。它这个是个 sample database，它会装两个，一个叫 Word，一个称为 Sakila。这两个 two database will install to into your computer。
This is basically MySQL, which you can use to maybe query some items and maybe do a test run. I'm going to go ahead and select both these databases so that when it's installed, we have that databases by default. I'm going to click next. So these are the configuration steps that's going to happen. I'm going to click execute. So as we can see, the execution is taking place and it's taking some time at initializing database. We're just gonna wait until this overs. Okay, so that worked out. Starting the server and finally updating example database that we selected in the previous step, the world and Sakila database. So now the configuration is complete. The configuration for MySQL Server 8.4.0 is successful. I'm going to click next. The configuration procedure was completed. Make sure you don't see any errors. Click finish. So finally,
那现在为止哦，我们是安装好它的 server，就是 server。完整的步骤还是装一个称为 workbench。这两个的意思是 server 是主机资料库的主机，那这个是一个我们客户端的界面连线到主机去，所以我们是在客户端这边登录它去连到它，现在装到这个。那这个的网址一样点开这个就可以了。它的网址是第二个，是这个。
your MySQL is installed. Now you need to go to the Windows and search for MySQL command line client. You click here and you would have a screen like this. Enter your password. So you can see here the Microsoft
这边你们不用做啊，这边不影响，这边不用跟他做啊。
server version is 8.4.0, so that means your community server is installed. Now we need a UI as well, so that is MySQL Workbench. So what we're going to do is we're going to close this window and we're going to go back to the MySQL community
它是输入之后从这边点啊，今天以乐也从这边点嘛啊。
downloads. Once we are on the page of MySQL community downloads, we're going to look for the MySQL Workbench. Here we go. There is this link, MySQL Workbench. You click here. You are again welcome with another screen. We're going to select our operating
那这个画面就是我刚刚讲，我们按这个一样是一样的画面啊，一样。然后你选看是 Mac 还是 Window 哈，就是这样。然后选择第一个就可以。
system, Microsoft Windows. We're going to select
那我讲一下今天我们上课的时候装的时候不顺利，是因为以前的 Window 啊，去年老教的时候啊，这两个它是一个步骤，全部都自动帮你做完。8.0，我们这个版本是八，今天这是8.40嘛，去年我教的是8.034，8.0，那个版本就是两个步骤帮你装，所以今天我试说，哎，怎么会不一样？因为它分开了哈。
the MySQL Workbench. So the Workbench version is 8.0.36 as per June 8th, 2024. And then we're going to click the installer again. So just click the installer. Again, we don't need to log in or sign up. We're going to just say no thanks, just start my download. It will take a few seconds to download your 42 MB file. Once the file is downloaded, just click open file. Click OK. Wait for a few
这个先 download，再 install，把档案打开。
seconds. And here we have the installation file. Here you go. Installation wizard has started just like before, but remember this is the workbench that we are installing. Click next. Default folder, you can change it if you like. Click next. Custom or complete, I'm going to go with the complete one.
都不用改。
And we're going to have these files stored here. Click install. Wait for a few minutes for the status to install. And yeah, so it keeps on loading, copying new files. Okay, the installation got completed. You can select Launch MySQL Workbench
这边打勾，然后就结束了。
and click Finish. So once I click Finish, it's gonna launch the MySQL Workbench, and we already had the server set up. So we're gonna wait for the software to open. So the software is open now. We're gonna click here, expand our screen. We see here that make sure you have this. That means
这个就是 Workbench，就是那个客户端界面。然后呢，你点这个之后呢，它会连到 server 主机去。
you already have the server installed correctly. We're gonna click here, and it's gonna open the MySQL
然后我们密码是 ROT，你输入的时候这边要打勾，以后就不会出现了。
connection. It's asking for the password that we set for the server. In our case, we set up root as the password. I'm just gonna click go and enter for us. Now this is the query page that you would see. These are the default schemas that were installed as per the process, and you can query the tables or
那你
create
装完之后呢，你的电脑的 Window 会有3个，但是如果是Mac OS 只有一个 SYS，其他2个它不会装。
your work. So we're going to run a simple query here and do select rows, and it generates the items. So this is the end of this tutorial. If you have any questions, please comment down below. Thank you.
And the previous example that is demo for to install my server on the Windows. And the next video I will show how to install on the Mac OS. If you want to know, you can just to go to my website and to open this chapter 2 and find this video 2 tutorial on installing MySQL on Mac OS.
Today in this video, I'll show you how you can set up MySQL server on your Mac OS. So to get started, head over to your Google and search for download MySQL community server. And you can see this first.
那你可以不用跟他这样做啊，你可以到老师的网站，就是Windows 跟 Mac OS 它都是一样的网址 ，the same web
First result here, dev.mysql.com/download/mysql. Open that up. And you can see we'll be taken to this web page. And what I actually need to do here is I need to scroll down here. And you'll see there we have two options here. We have the ARM 64-bit and we have the x86 64-bit. So if you are on the Apple chipset, so for example, you have M1 or M2, you will choose the first one. And if you have the Intel chips, then select the second one. So I have the Apple chipset. I'm going to select the first one. So I'll click download. Here you can log in or sign up, but I don't want to do that. So let's click on no thanks and the download will start. Let it download because I have
就按这个就可以，这个不用登录啊，然后直接 download 完把它打开啊。
already downloaded it, so I just canceled it. So let me just open the file and let me open the package and you'll see this thing will pop up. So let's allow it and we'll click on continue. This is the license agreement. We are going to click on continue and agree the license agreement and click on allow. Now here we'll choose the install for all users of this computer and click on continue. And here you can change the installation location. It's not necessary. If you want, let's click on install. Before we need to give our password. So let me just do that. Now you can see it's installing. And here we have two options. We have to configure the MySQL server. So it's giving us two options, use strong password encryption or use legacy password encryption. So we are going to use the strong password encryption and click on next. Now this is just a simple option that will start MySQL
它这个也只是把这个 MySQL server 弄完，步骤1完成，还有步骤2哦。
server. Once the installation is complete, since we want to test this out, I'm going to keep it checked. But we also need to give a password to our root user. So our default user named root will be created. So we'll set a password for that. You need to remember this password and the username. Let's click on finish and again give the password. Now it's performing the initial database setup and it's done actually. I'm going to click on close and I'm just going to keep the file. You can move it to bin, but I'm just going to keep it. What you need to do is I'll go to this Apple icon and click on system settings. If I scroll down, you can see that we now have a new option here, which says MySQL. If we click on it, you can see we have the SQL running here. So this is the SQL server that's running. Here we have an option to stop
但
MySQL
是它这边选的是8.30哦，我们必须要选8.4才对啊，不要选8.3哈。
server. If I click on it, give my password. This is the Mac password, not the database password. We just stopped the SQL server. And if I click on start again, give the Mac password, you can see it is started again. We also have some configuration here. We have the base directory, the data directory, plugin directory. If you want to change them for some use cases, you can go ahead and do that from here. Everything is clear from this side. Now that the server is running, what we should be able to go to the terminal and say MySQL -u, which stands for user, which was root -b, hit enter. I'm going to give my password This is the DB password that we set. Hit enter, and you can see. Let me make it a bit bigger. You can see the
这个不用做啊，因为我们不是用这个过来说下指令，我们是用 workbench 啊。
SQL is running now on my Mac. But if for some reason this step didn't work for you, what you need to do is you need to cd into tilde. Actually, it's cd, not cs. And here you will have a file named .zs.
好，我们到这边呢，那个先下课10分钟，We have 10 minutes time break。这个待会再上课啊，再继续弄。
Yeah, I can log in or sign up, but I don't want to do that. So let's click on no. I'm going to give my password to this input. And again, we can use any tables. Hey guys, welcome back to our video. This is not great. Now we'll close it. Then you can see this running into it back. Now, put the start up, it will run it. Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to this command is this is the keyboard, and then drag this MySQL workbench logo into the application. I'm going to click on download the system. MySQL is automatically your operator. Hey guys, today password. See if it is not there. Hey, click on. We'll see our ID is authenticated in the index update. Yes. Welcome. In system, so space -p, press enter, and this time it's going to ask you for your MySQL password. The system. Here, the process is very
为你呈现白金回廊电脑版。
Here I'll show you how you can set up. You can say show it how you set your console and give the Hey guys,
Now our class is starting. 上课。And this video that I find that this is not correct one because that it do not demo how uh, to install the workbench。这个网影片它没有讲怎么介绍那个安装 workbench，只有讲它前面的那个 server。So just now that I have repair, I modify this hyperlink. Now this is the latest, this is correct one. You can see a video. He can show how to install the MySQL on Mac OS with this two step. This two step. This video will demo you how to install on Mac OS.
Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how you can download and install MySQL Server on your Mac operating system. So let's get started and let's see how we can do it. So first of all, what you need to do is you need to open your favorite browser and search for MySQL, and the first link which will appear here will be from mysql.com. So we are going to click on this link, which is going to open this kind of web page. Now in here we need to click on the downloads tab. So I'm going to click on downloads tab, and then when I scroll down a little, I will be able to see this link which says MySQL community downloads. So I'm going to click on this link, and here you will see different tools which are available for the MySQL community downloads. We want to download the MySQL community server, so just click on this link which says MySQL community server, and here we can download.
它这个不需要，它是8.2版的，我们现在8.4嘛哈。就是它这个网页呢，you don't need to follow with him to my website and to connect to hyperlink to press this button, this hyperlink as this show，就是这个。然后呢，改一下这个8.42这个 LTS 的 version 哈，版本不太一样哦。
Download the MySQL community server for Mac OS. So this website is going to recognize automatically your operating system. So you can see Mac OS is automatically selected for us. The latest version is also selected for us for MySQL community server. Now here I can see a few different versions of Mac OS. So I can see Mac OS 13 ARM 64, and I also see Mac OS 13.
那这个，如果你选的是这个 Mac OS 的话，它会让你选哦是哪一种 CPU 的架构，有x86，就是你当初买的电脑笔电是什么样的 CPU，你知道吗？可能忘掉的话， 都选 on， 这样就好了。然后选第一个。
x86. So if you are using the M1 or M2 version of Mac, you need to select the first option. If you are using Intel processor in your Mac, then you can choose the second option. I have the MacBook with M2 chip, so I'm going to select the first version. So I'm going to click on the first download link, which is this download button. And then this website is going to encourage us to sign up into this website with the Oracle web account. But if you don't want to do this, click on this link which says no thanks, just start my download, which is going to start the download of this DMG file. So it's around 567 megabyte. And once this DMG file is downloaded, we are going to click on this DMG file, which is going to open this DMG file. So let me minimize the browser here. And to start the installation process, you just need to click on this .pkg file. So I'm going to click on this .pkg file, which is going to start the installation of MySQL. So let me minimize this window also. Now for the first time when you start the installation of MySQL community server, it says this package will run a program to determine if the software can be installed. So I'm going to click on allow here. And now the installer has been started. So here you can see the introduction of MySQL. I'm going to click on continue here. These are the license terms and conditions. So if you want to read these license terms and conditions, just read them and then click on continue and then click on agree button. And then you have the installation type. So here I can see standard install on Macintosh HD. This will take around 823 megabytes. So I'm okay with this. If you want, you can change the location of the installation for the MySQL community server. But if you don't have the good reason to change it, just leave it as default and click on install, which is going to ask you for your MacBook's password. So just provide the password which you use to log into your MacBook and then click on install software, and it's going to start the installation of this software. Now in between you will be able to see this kind of window for the configuration. Here it says use strong password in encryption. Also you have the option to choose the legacy password encryption. We are going to choose the strong password encryption and then click on next. And then you need to provide a strong password. Here you can also see the hint for that password. A reasonable password consists of at least 8 characters that are mixed of letter, numbers and other characters. So let me provide the password. And also you have this option which says start MySQL server once the installation is complete. So just leave it as checked and then click on finish here, which is going to once again ask you for your MacBook's password. So just provide the password of your MacBook which you use to log into your Mac operating system, and then it's going to finish the configuration. And once the installation of MySQL server is finished, you will see this kind of message which says installation was completed successfully. So once that's done, we can close this window. And then I can click on move to bin because we don't need this installer anymore. And once that's moved to bin, we can now open the MySQL server. So MySQL server is already started. To verify this, you can click on the system settings icon on the dock, or you can click on the Apple logo here and then click on system settings, which is also going to open this kind of window. When you scroll at the very bottom here, you will see a new section with the name MySQL, which is created here. So just click on this MySQL section, and here you will be able to see the status of your MySQL server instance. You can also stop your MySQL server from here, and you can also uncheck this checkbox. So by default, when you start your MacBook, your MySQL server is going to start automatically. If you want to stop that behavior, you can uncheck this checkbox also. In future, if you want to uninstall MySQL, you can click on this uninstall button, which is going to uninstall MySQL. One more thing here is the configuration section. So you can see all the path for your MySQL installation here. So you have the base directory, which is installed in user local MySQL. You also have the data directory. So this is where your data will be saved for your MySQL. You have the plugin directory, keyring directory, and other files, right? So if you want to view any of these configurations, you can change those configuration also, or view them also, right? Now once everything is working fine, we can minimize this window, and now let's try to connect to our MySQL server using the command line. So just click on this spotlight here and then just type terminal, and then open the terminal and just write this command there.
这边都不用做啊，它这下这指令我们不会用到哈，就是看过就好哈。
Which is MySQL space -u space root space -p, and then press enter, and most probably it's going to give you this kind of error which says ZSH command not found. And this is because we haven't set the path of MySQL binary directory in our ZSHRC file. So when you open a terminal, you are in the home folder of your Mac operating system. So when you do, for example, ls space -al here, it's going to list out all the files and folders in the home folder. You will be able to see this kind of file there also, which is called .zshrc. If you don't see this file, you can create this file by giving this command. So let me clear the terminal, and then you can create this file by using the touch command. So just write touch.zshrc, and when you press enter, it's going to create this file. So if you don't see .zshrc in your home folder, you need to create one. Once .zshrc file is created, you need to open it. You can open it using a utility called nano. You can also open it using the utility called text editor, which is the graphical editor on MacBook. So for that, you can give this command, which is open space .zshrc. I'm going to press enter, which is going to open this .zshrc file. Now here I already have few exports which are related to different other tools. Here I need to add the path of the MySQL also. So what you need to do is you need to add this command in your .zshrc. So let me copy this command from here. I'm going to put this command in the description of this video also. This command is export space path is equal to dollar in the curly bracket path, then colon /user /local /MySQL /bin. Now, in your case, you might need to change this path a little depending on the path of the MySQL bin directory. Now, to be sure where this bin directory is located, you can click on the spotlight option and then just type /usr here, and it's going to show you this output under folder. So you need to open the user directory, right? So just click on user folder, which is usr, and let's open it in other view. And here under use usr, you will see this local folder. So click on local here. So here you will be able to see the MySQL folder. So I'm going to select this option, which is MySQL 8.2.0. In your case, it can be different, and then select bin folder here, and then right click on this folder. So if you don't see the option to copy the path name, then first of all, click on view on the finder and then show path bar. Okay, so just click on show path bar here, which is going to show you the path bar of the selected folder. So here once again, just right click on this bin folder, which is shown in the path bar, and then click on this option, which is copy bin as path name. I'm going to copy this path, and instead of this path, I'm going to replace the path with the path which I have copied, which is this one. Once you are done, just save this file. So file and save. And once this file is saved, I'm going to close this file. And once this file is closed, we need to reload the .zshrc in the current terminal. So for that, you need to write source space .zshrc, which is going to reload your path in the .zshrc. Once that's done, we are going to once again give this command, which is mysql space -u space root space -p. Press enter. And this time it's going to ask you for your MySQL password. This is the password which you have set at the time of installation of MySQL. So let me give that password and then press enter. And now I'm into the MySQL client and I'm connected to my MySQL server using this MySQL client, right? So now I can give show databases command here and then end with semicolon, and it says syntax error because I should use show databases, not show database, and it's going to show me all the databases. If I want to create a new database, I can give this command, which is create database and then your database name, which is demo.
这些我们都不用做，它这只是就是说MySQL它也可以下指令，可是我们上课不会教下这些指令啊，都是用那个这个听听就好了。它快到后面快要介绍怎么安装 Workbench。
For example, so when I press enter, it's going to create a new database. And then once again, when I give show databases command, it's going to show me the new database also in this list. So now everything is working fine using the MySQL client. Now let's also see how we can install MySQL Workbench, which is a graphical user interface client for MySQL Server on our Mac operating system. So for that, you need to open your favorite browser and search for MySQL here. And then the first link which will appear here will be from mysql.com. So I'm going to click on this link and then click on downloads here. Scroll down a little and then click on MySQL community downloads, which is going to show you the list of community downloads. We want to download this one, which is MySQL Workbench. So I'm going to click on this.
啊，这个画面一样啊，到老师的网站的这个 Step 2步骤2啊，就是这个 Step 2。你打开这个之后 ，Open it the same with 这个我们是8点啊，这 Workbench 它是在8.038的哈，它这是8.034。
And then for your M1 or M2 MacBook, you can use the first option, which is ARM. If you're using Intel-based MacBook, you can use the second option. In my case, I will choose the first option because I have M2 MacBook. I'm going to click on download and then just click on no thanks, just start my download, which is going to start the download of the MySQL Workbench. It's around 122 megabyte. Once this DMG file is downloaded, I'm going to click on this DMG file, which is going to start the installation process. Let me minimize this browser. Here, the process is really simple. I just need to drag this MySQL Workbench into the applications folder. So let me just select this MySQL Workbench logo, press Command key on the keyboard, and then drag this MySQL Workbench logo into the applications folder. Just hover over the applications folder and drop it on the applications folder, which is going to copy this MySQL Workbench into the applications folder. You can see it's copying into the applications folder. Once that's finished, we can close this window and then we can go to the launchpad and we will be able to see this MySQL Workbench logo here. So I can click on this MySQL Workbench and then I have the option to connect to my MySQL server. So here
这个是 Workbench 是客户端的哦，它要用这个connection 连到 MySQL 的 server， 主机去用这个。
You can see you can click on this local instance 3306, which is the default port for MySQL server. So I'm going to click on this option here, and then it's going to ask me for my MySQL server password. So I'm going to provide that password. So this is the same password which I have used at the installation of MySQL server, right? I'm also going to check this checkbox which says save password in keychain and then click on OK.
我们都是用 ROT 哦，输入 ROT 就可以了。但是第一次要打勾哈，这个也要打勾。
And then it says connection warning, local instance, this one. At this point, I'm going to click on continue anyway. So now I'm connected to the MySQL server using MySQL Workbench. Here I can just, let's say, give this command, show databases, and then semicolon. And then to run it, I can run it by clicking on this icon here. And I can see that this demo database is also there, which we have created after the installation of MySQL server. So now you are connected to the MySQL server using the MySQL Workbench also. Here you can also see the status of your MySQL server, client connections, and
这边都不重要，不重要。我们要放的是这个叫 schema 的东西哦。等一下哦。
other
这边
good things
Apple 的那个 schema 是放在这边啊，schemas database 是这个。
about your MySQL server. So this is how you can also install MySQL Workbench on your Mac operating system. So this is how you can download and install MySQL on your Mac operating system. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next video.
And now we have 10-minute break，下个10分钟。 I'm sorry. Now everyone, the class is starting now. Now I want to demo. I want to demo two practice. The first one is to install that database name FirstDB. You go to my website, and inside the chapter 2, and download the common database used in this semester named FirstDB. Just behind the chapter 2-4. Download this semester the common use database named FirstDB. When you download this FirstDB database, you must to unzip this file. Unzip to here, and then it will show the file name means FirstDB. FirstDB here. This FirstDB, his data file type is the SQL test file. It's a test. Inside this test file, all of them are the SQL command. 你们不用做哦，我做给你看就好。这里只是测试哦。If I open with 记事本 you can see that all the command here is the SQL command. 都是 SQL 指令就对了。And then you open your workbench and press button of the local instance. 这个 connect to the MySQL server. 按这个进来。那你按进来之后，它会叫你输入密码，你输入那个 ROOT， 知道吗？就是那个密码是ROT， 不要忘记哦啊。然后就会进来，现在变成这样的哈。那你这里面它是空的啦哈。I delete all of this tab, all of this file。我先删掉哈 ，delete all of this file。When you log in, your screen will show like this. You must find the database first. 先去找那个资料库哈，在这边这 schema mean database。那同学们，你们的画面可能跟我不同哦，我这是去年装过了哈。你们只有3个哦 Word、SYS 跟 Sakila right 啊。但是呢 ，But now I want to install a new one called FirstDB。我要把刚刚的解压缩的这个 FirstDB to install on the database of here。那我这边已经有了哦，就是这个是我的 FirstDB， 这个是我的 FirstDB， 我已经有了。那你们要怎么装呢？它这个地方哦，有一个第二个 button， 第一个按钮呢 ，Name Open a SQL script， 打开一个 SQL script。这是什么？就是这个 SQL script， 这个程式码称为 script。我们的这个 这个 MySQL 里面的这个 SQL script， 那个是 script 就是 JavaScript 的 script， 就是程式码的意思。好，选它，然后you go into the download folder and find the FirstDB， 这个把它按开启。Open this file。那这个有 screen 哦，右边这个the right window that is useless 没有用。那这个边没法删，对不对 ？You cannot delete this window。啊，怎么删除呢 ？You go up in the right up side corner here。这个蓝色区就是说这个蓝色区右边的不要，下面的不要。But we always will let this window exist。我们会把这个让它保留。那同学们呢，要执行这一个，you want to execute， 执行是 execute all the command and then you will install the FirstDB like this。它的做法是这两个按钮都是执行。Both of these command are the execute command。其中呢，这一个是执行，可以执行很多行。这个只能够有没有 ？This button can execute just one line， 它只能执行一行。所以 now I want to execute all the command， 要用第三个这个。好，让它执行之后呢，因为这边我已经执行，我就不执行哈。执行完之后呢，左边它不会显示 ，because that you must to press this button called refresh， 这个就是重新整理 refresh 就会显示出来了。Again, I say this again， 按这个按钮执行全部 ，and then 这是步骤1哦 ，Step 1。啊，这是步骤2，再按这个 refresh 就会显示出来了。When this database is installed， 然后呢 ，you open this FirstDB, open the table. Later, I want to show the data table of these books。这个是资料库 FirstDB， 很多资料表 table， 有一个是叫做 books 啊。那写指令哦 ，How can I write the command？ 我要 add a new tab， 这个称为一个 tab tab。我要增加一个 tab 哦 ，You press the button of this create a new tab，right？ 按它，就会产生一个 new SQL tab。那你按住那个Ctrl 键加滑鼠中键，就可以放大这个视窗哈。Now I want to show the books. There are 3 methods， 有3个方法。The first method, method 1， 第一个方法 Method 1 to show database， DB 是 database 资料库，就是 I select star mean all the columns 全部的栏位 from the FirstDB database from FirstDB 的资料表 data table I want to show the books， 选它 books， 这样就可以了。这个结束是用这个this symbol 分号哈。那这两个按钮 both of these button are the SQ 执行 SQ command， 就是 running run 啊。那这个是一行，这是很多行。现在在 Now my cursor 我的游标 is look， 你看这边是游标对不对？它会这个呢一行是在游标的位置。So if I press this button, it will run this line 的 result， 它会把这行的结果 result show here， 就是这样。This is the first method to show the DB， show the 应该是 data table。Because that we want to show the data table books, right? This is not database. Database is first DB. Books is the data table. 好 ，copy this, Control C, and then the second method to show the data table. That is the command is 一样哦 ，the same 哦 ，I want to show the books 哦。那前面这个它是这样哦，也指定，它指定这个 first books first，and then 指定这个 books second。那我们可以把这个分成两步骤 ，two step， 就是 I use the first DB database。哦，这边必须要自己打哈 ，FIRSTDB 这样。就是这个，先使用 I use the first DB， 然后呢 data table 就可以直接 select star from BOKS。这个是两个连在一起，这是分开两个啊 ，separate it into two line。Now I want to execute 执行 two lines， 我要执行 two line 哦。那前面说这个它只能执行一行，对不对？所以要执行两行的话，必须要用到这个按钮。Because this button can execute many line， 两行的指令的执行要靠它，三行四行多行都是靠它。好 ，select this two line and execute this button 就可以了。Now I want to demo the method tree。第三个 the third method 啊，第三个方法啊 ，copy this method tree to show the data table。那第三个方法呢 the third method 呢 is the best method， 最好的是在第三个。那 in the future that I always use this method. I will not use this. I also will not use this. I will use this the third method 3第三个方法哈。那这个方法是什么呢？你看到这边 first DB 哦，它是黑体字，对不对 ？What is this mean？ 这是什么意思啊 ？It means now the database we use the first DB. If I want to change the using database, I just to double click， 按两下就会变成粗体字。The character is bold. And again, now I return to double click for the first DB. 选择这一个，选到这个资料库，就 and then I can select all the column from books and one line just this. It means if I select double click this database, I don't need to point out 去指定哪一个资料库。I don't need to point out which database because here double click means I use this database. 好，这题做完了。We have finished this example. 我存档 I want to save this file. Use the file save script as. And then you go to the 文件好了，文件这边有很多个哈。好 ，you go to your 文件 folder and create a new folder means 用 MySQL， 然后这是2024哦 ，MySQL 2024。好，那这个档名呢的 file name 哦，它是第二章第一题，第二章第一题。Now we have a 10 minutes time break， 下个10分钟。 everyone, the class is starting now. 上课了。And now we want to practice the second example. Use the first button. This means create a new SQL tab. 然后我们we save this as 2-2. Save script as 2-2. I enlarge the screen, Control and the middle key of the mouse. Um, 2-2 is not this 哦。这个 later we will practice that another connection. So you go to the home page. This house. This is the I connect to my local MySQL server. 这个呢 go back to this. I want to build another connection. 这个 this plus 加号。He said set up new connection. The connection name 是 the teacher's cloud server. You can write Chinese or English. Both of that is okay. The second parameter is the host name. You must to input the teacher's server name, host name. We go back to my website and close this chapter 2. Open the chapter 3. Open the chapter the 3-1. Or for the English website, chapter 3, 3-1, the same. This example is to combine the Python with the MySQL. But the MySQL is the teacher's cloud MySQL database. The 主机 means server. That means my Azure server. The IP of this server is this. You can copy of this server name and go to the MySQL. This connection parameter for the host name and press here to key in the parameter to paste here. So you need to input the first parameter, the second parameter, and the username. The username, you go back to my page. This is your username. 会员就是 user. Is user 1. Or copy this and go to the workbench. Username is the user 1. So you have inputs 3 parameter. This is first, second, and this is third. And then test the connection. If this shows successfully, it means that the connection is okay. Finally, you press this button, OK。那 OK 之后呢，就会产生 create a new button. Now you have two buttons 哦 ，local and 老师的云端硬碟。And OK, you open this. Because now is connecting to the teacher's cloud server, right? 那这边要注意哦，这边因为我已经有账号，我已经通过了哦，你会有一个画面 ，you need to input the password. 好 ，remember the password is here, is 123@ntut. Copy this. 这个是密码，然后这个密码呢，你输入完之后呢 ，input the password and check in 打勾，就是让它 remember the password，然后就可以登录进来。好，登录进来之后，我们写 Now we write our second example， 就是 I enlarge this remark 注解符号，这个现在是要这个是2:22:2。现在我要，然后 I want to connect to the teacher's NBA table player. I want to show all the player 运动员 in the NBA. So select. 等一下 ，wait。这个三种读取方法有3种，对不对 ？We have 3 methods: method 1, method 2, method 3. Method 3 is the best， 就是要先 double click, select this database, and then select start from 什么 ？From player PL select this, and the end is this symbol 分号。好，一行而已哦。Press this button。这样就可以了。好，现在我来储存哦。Now I save this file. I save this save script as to overlap 2- 这2个。Now all of these 2 example is our today's practice.